Mertes, let's fight!
Man, you thought you was just gonna sign a deal and come into MLW and make a name for yourself? Hell nah, that's what Contra Unit put that shit to a stop. You gonna be just like the rest of them over here. Just another body to add to the body count. Hell, Contra!
Tonight's the night that I've been waiting for since I signed my contract. Tonight, I get to go toe-to-toe with the world heavyweight champion, Jacob FATU. And I know you've been running roughshod over the roster, but I'm different. You better not play with me. Play games with the people you can play with because I'm dangerous. You play games with me, you're gonna be waking up off the mat with me with that world heavyweight title held high by any means.
We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride. We gear for war and we ready again. Running over everything, order taking it in. Ready for the haters, the people say it's the end. Riding for my dogs until it's over for the win. When we ride on the, when we ride on the, when we ride on the, when we ride on the enemy. When we ride on the, when we ride on the, when we ride on the, when we ride on the enemy.
What's going on, guys? It's your host, your boy, George Mackay, back in studio again today. And you know why we're here. It's another rewind, another MLW rewind. And I'm here with none other than my podcast life partner, Mr. English Breakfast Tea himself, Lewis Carlin. How are you, Lewis?
I'm doing good today. Thank you very much. And yeah, English Breakfast Tea is the way to go, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I have my coffee, my caffeinated beverage, and life is swell.
I dedicated my cup of English breakfast tea to Richard Holiday this morning. So Richard Holiday, if you're watching, thanks, buddy. Thanks. That English breakfast tea is for you.
Richard, I apologize on behalf of my co-host. What can I tell you? He's an NCD. We know this. It's never going to change. He keeps trying to feed in because he's hoping when you come back for a third time that he just gets more shenanigans. And I'm hoping, Richard, because I know you're a classy dude. You'll rise above it. You won't sink to the NCD's level.
One day he will. One day he'll realize that I'm right. Okay. All right.
All right. So we're here to discuss Never Say Never. And MLW does a great thing where they have literally a train wreck of a few episodes, and then they just give us gold. They give us 24 karat gold, 20 pounds of gold, 30 pounds of gold. They just give us those one bright spots. We had it in February, where February was a steady decline, then Filthy Island perked everything back up. Same thing with March. It was kind of a peaks and valleys. Bam. Never Say Never delivered on so many levels. Blew me away from the wrestling, the promos. We're going to get into all of it today. So without further ado, let's begin, shall we? The show starts with a FATU promo and a TANKMAN promo, both kind of recapping the lead up, the build to this match. And that always gets me hyped when they recap those great promos. The FATU promo I loved. The TANKMAN promo I loved. I'm a girl dad, so I can definitely relate to a guy like TANKMAN. And I thought these two promos were great to start the show. What are your thoughts before we get into the first match?
Oh, I agree. Great promo. It's a great setup for the show. And I agree, the show was just fantastic. But these two promos, they really built up this match like it was really, really important. And the two promos were just fantastic to open the show.
Absolutely agree. The first match of the night, we get another rematch of GOTCH versus Oliver. Now, if everybody remembers the first match, Lewis and I had differing opinions. He thought that GOTCH controlled majority of the match. I thought that Oliver controlled majority of the match the first time around, but it ended up with a loss for Oliver and a win for GOTCH. This time around, could it be different? Let's find out. In the early stages of this match, I thought it was very technical. GOTCH kept Oliver grounded. Oliver couldn't seem to get any real offense going in the early stages. And then at one point, the bandana that Oliver wears, GOTCH took it off, and he proceeded to choke Oliver, which I thought was strange because the ref watched it for about 5 seconds and then decided to intervene and say, hey, you can't do that. Most refs are supposed to jump on situations like that right away. And this ref did not. I don't know if he was sleeping, but shouldn't have let the bandana be choked that long. That was my only real beef with this match. Gotch seemed to have an answer for everything Oliver had to offer. But I love the DDT from Oliver in the middle of the ring that gave him a little opening. Then he hit a sweet cutter after a forearm exchange for the win. And it was 1-0 for Injustice. This whole show was set up as a beef between Injustice and Contra. Tankman, not really a member of Injustice, but not a member of Injustice. They did have some kind of alignment with weeks leading up to this show. But I really loved Oliver in this match. I loved Gotch in this match. I love the story that was told, and I'm glad. And Ray, one of the announcers, said it the best. Oliver got that monkey off his back with that win on Gotch. And now I think we can move away from the Gotch Oliver storyline and probably go into something else. What are your thoughts on the match?
Very good match, very good match. But my only small issue is they pointed out that Gotch won 3 months ago, and then the announcers said that Joseph Samael is saying that Gotch won't lose to Oliver. So they basically gave away the ending, in my opinion. There, we all knew after hearing that, being a professional wrestling fan since 1978, you know, when they talk about, oh, Joseph Samael, the manager said he's not going to lose. He's going to win the match, and that's exactly what happened. Oliver won the match. I kind of felt they kind of gave it away. I guess if you're an intelligent pro wrestling fan like myself, you would figure you would figure that out, that they gave away the ending. Just the experience that I've had. But it was a really good match. Did you see when Gotch just blasted Oliver with that forearm smash?
Oh yeah, that was great.
I mean, he just absolutely let him have it. It just like.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, he just absolutely let him have it, and I thought that was really stiff shot. And I noticed about Oliver when he's getting hurt, he likes to spit up. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did notice that.
Coming out of his
I am
mouth.
an intelligent pro wrestling fan. I noticed the giveaway. I noticed everything you said, but unlike you, I'm not going to nitpick on the small things. We already knew going into this match, Oliver was going to win. You could tell from the build and everything that was happening, Oliver was going to win. So the announcers just reiterated what most of us intelligent wrestling fans already knew. So here's your pedestal. Go ahead and climb off it. Climb off it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You're right. You're fair enough. But overall, it was a great match. Oliver did a great job. He hit that cutter, won the match. And like you said, hopefully this will be the end of Oliver and Gotch, and we could see what's next for Jordan Oliver.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that for a second. What do you think is the next logical moves for Jordan Oliver? He's not a middleweight. He is now a heavyweight, according to him, based on his height and his weight. He is a heavyweight. He's already had a shot at the MLW world title, and it did not go well. Where do you put him now? What do you do with a Jordan Oliver? Do we get now that the monkey's off his back, does he wait for Myron Reed to get the monkey off his back with another shot at Leo Rush, and then maybe we see them go after the tag titles? Is that a possibility? What are your thoughts?
What about the openweight title? After the Muertes and Hammerstone feud is done, maybe he goes after the openweight title?
I don't know.
I don't think they're going to go after tag team.
It's irrelevant now, Lewis. We've already discussed that. The openweight title is really the joke title of MLW. It really is. It doesn't matter. If you're the openweight champion, you don't get a shot for 2 years. But if you're Mel Mortis, you could steal the title, walk around with it, cut promos with it, take pictures with it. Alex Hammerstone is in the same building as you and yet has made no attempt to try to get the belt back. He's waiting patiently to get you in the ring. Why? That's my title. If that's my title, that's part of me. I want that back.
That's true. And here's another thought. I don't want to jump ahead.
Okay.
But you asked my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They announced a partnership with Dragon Gate. Maybe he feuds with somebody from Dragon Gate. That's a possibility. But
I would love that.
You're gonna need MLW. Yeah, you're gonna need MLW to be feuding with Dragon Gate wrestlers. Maybe he gets involved with a Dragon Gate wrestler and has a feud. So that's a possibility for him as well.
I actually like that idea. I do like that idea. You're not jumping too far ahead because we were going to get to Dragon Gate anyways. It was coming up a little bit, and actually a few notes that I had here. But yeah, no, I think that's an excellent choice is for him to be one of the guys that feuds with Dragon Gate. Like I said, Oliver has impressed me in 2021. He has shown me that there are layers to him. His promo skills still need work, but his in-ring work is actually getting better. If you go back and watch the early progression from when we started this show in January to where we are now, I would say in the last 4 months or going into the 4th month, I have seen difference in Oliver and the way he carries himself and the stories he tells in the ring. And I'll be the first one to admit, in the beginning of 2021, I was not a fan. Now, I'm not 100% a fan, but I don't hate either. The hate for me is gone on Jordan Oliver, and I really appreciate his ability in the ring now and how he can tell the stories. But you're right, when he spits up as excessive as he does, it is a little bit of a, I kind of want to turn away from the TV at that point. Don't be eating when you're watching a Jordan Oliver match because you'll start dry heaving. It's not good. It's not good. Then we had a Contra promo from the one and only Joseph Samael on Injustice, on the Injustice infidels. These Americans are running their mouths on their iPhones. This is war. Contra has been trained. Tonight, the black flag of Contra will rise. The ruins of the rebellion and injustice. And that, he looks closely at the camera. That's justice. I love when Joseph Samael cuts a promo.
Holy
man.
smoke.
It gets me so going. Really.
Oh my gosh. For a second, I thought Joseph Samael had joined us for a second, but it was just you. Okay.
It's okay. I'll take, that's a compliment, Lewis. I will take that.
I was like, wow, we got Samael on the show. How did he didn't tell me? I was like, this is a surprise, but I'm like, oh no, it's just
if
you.
Joseph Samael comes on the show, he would just say, you Canadian infidels.
This was a great promo, actually, but I think it would have been better if it was before the Oliver match, because he says he's going to take out the Injustice infidels, despite the fact that Oliver already won the match against Simon Gotch. But this would have worked better before that Jordan Oliver match. But still, it was a effective promo. I like when he says I think, what was it? His soldiers are training in the killing fields of Cambodia.
Yes. I appreciated it as well.
I think Jacob FATU has slaughtered 20 soldiers or something. So, but it was a great promo, man.
Well, those Sensi Death Squad members, they seem to just be like, you could just pull one out of your closet. Okay, today we use Z. I'm going to go with F. F, you're coming to the show. F and G, he's got, in our opinion, he's got 26 shoulders, one for each letter of the alphabet. So Z is dead. We know this. But there's 25 more. And if Jacob Fatu's killed 20 of them, that's okay, because there's still 5 more left.
We might get a phone call from Joseph saying, George Lewis, we need you as Sentai death soldiers.
No way. I know what happens to those guys. I'm not gonna be a lamb to the slaughter. No fucking way. No way. All right. And also we get the Dragon Gate promo. At this point, we also got the announcement about Dragon Gate and MLW forming the partnership. It got stonewalled by the pandemic, but now there is an alliance, if you will, or Dragon Gate will be invading MLW, or MLW will be invading Dragon Gate. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but Dragon Gate is a great promotion from Asia. I love them. I actually have one of their DVDs of their greatest matches that I got imported in on Amazon, paid a shit ton of money for, but it was worth it. Dragon Gate is a bright spot for me. Everybody talks about New Japan, and that's great, but there are so many other fantastic promotions over there, and Dragon Gate is one of them. And now I'm excited because the fans here are going to get to see another layer of that amazing Japanese style of wrestling. And Dragon Gate and MLW, this is a match made in heaven if it's done right and done well. And I'm sure the Mad Jesus Court Bauer, he's got some tricks up his sleeve for that. But I'm very excited about this alliance or invasion, or however they're going to work this angle. I'm stoked for what's going to happen. And I think you're right. Kudos to you. Jordan Oliver being kind of the first soldier from MLW to fire the first shot at Dragon Gate would be absolutely perfect. It would be a nice way for him to break away from Injustice for a bit. And we just get to see Jordan Oliver, the man, on his own, not Jordan Oliver, one half of Injustice. And I'm looking forward to seeing if that's what Court Bauer does. But I agree with you. I think that would be a great first shot. So the next match is DIVARI versus Reed. This is not really a rubber match. There's no beef like Jordan Oliver and Simon Gotch. The only real dealings these two had were when DIVARI premiered or debuted, he attacked Reed and Oliver with Gotch, and he ripped up the chest protector. We know the whole story, and let's get into it. So Reed was all over DIVARI in the early stages of this match, in my opinion. That suicide dive was great. DIVARI choking Reed on the outside, just beating Reed down. Then the ref again decides to get involved. Like, we're 8 seconds into the 20-second count, and then he comes out and says, hey, hold on, you can't choke him that hard. You can choke him, but not that hard. The refs in MLW frustrate me to no avail. I feel like they're very lackadaisical, and that's the one kind of beef I have. I think they let too much go, and I get it. I love the 20-second count. I think you love the 20-second count as well because it gives you a little extra. But like the dude was legitimately had Reed up against the sound booth and was choking him. I could see Reed's eyes like boiling red. Like where's the end? Where's the end of this kind of stuff? Like the refs in MLW, they do need to take a little bit more authority on that. But then Reed took out DIVARI with a my notes are all fucked up. I think he took him out with a 5-star shooting press, standing 5-star shooting press off the speaker, or it was a frog splash off speaker, with some kind of a crazy dive off the speaker. And then he drops DIVARI hard on the wood floor at the other end, like hard. I actually feel like DIVARI's head hit that floor pretty damn good. DIVARI was attacking the legs, because if you take away Myron Reed's legs, you take away about 60% of his offense. DIVARI went for a suplex counter by Reed into the chin breaker, which was fucking phenomenal. Then a sweet kick to the face from Reed, nice leg drop from over the top rope for a long, very long 2 count. I thought it was a little bit stretched out again by the refs. Then we get the power slam from DIVARI, a quick 2. This is a great match. Love the back and forth. DIVARI then takes the chest protector off of Reed, puts his on himself. DIVARI went high flying. I guess the chest protector gave him a little bit of moxie. He went high flying for the frog splash, and he completely missed. He actually overshot Reed. Before Reed could roll out of the way, he was already well over him. So DIVARI on the top rope, not a good idea. Reed had a leaping cutter. He got his chest protector back. Then he did the no-keep splash, which is his finisher, or the 450, however you want to call it. Reed for the win. This was another great one, and it's 2-0 for Injustice. So is this a telling of the night? Are we going to get a possible clean sweep? We'll find out a little later. But I love this match. I love the story that was told. I thought DIVARI took a little bit of a harder shot on the wood floor than needed to. The refs need to get more involved. That was my only beef. Also, the chest protector thing, it's irrelevant for me. I get it. It's a personal part of Reed. DIVARI taking it, stupid. The frog splash, DIVARI overshot that completely. Those are my only real beefs with this match. But my notes aside, because I was typing this up as I was watching, so spelling errors aside, what are your thoughts on this one?
I really enjoyed this match. I really enjoy it. As you know, I'm a big Myron Reed fan. Any match he's in, I think it's fantastic. Nobody hits a cutter quite like Myron Reed. My gosh, he's just, and like you mentioned, the suplex into the chin breaker, just fantastic. Just fantastic. Absolutely love this match. Good action back and forth. The right guy won, and I wonder if this is the end of the feud between Injustice and Contra, because now it's 2-0. I don't know if Calvin Tankman is that really an Injustice, but
I said that at the beginning. He's kind of an alliance, like an affiliate member, but not really 100. They smoked a little weed together. We know this from a couple weeks ago. They smoked a little weed together.
Yeah, there we go. So they're proving Joseph Samuel wrong. 2-0, great match. Absolutely loved it. Love the show so far. I like the show because there was a lot more wrestling, a lot of less filler. There wasn't like a Von Erich skit here, a Tom Lawler skit there, or a quick interview here, or Alicia Etude holding a fake earpiece saying, "Oh, I just got breaking news." There was this was a great show. It was well put together, well produced.
You're still on the earpiece. They like
with the fake earpiece.
It was a mistake.
I know. I'm just making a point that I thought this was a well put together show, and I love both matches so far on the show.
Well, we did get a little bit of filler here because we got a Hammerstone promo on Huertas.
Yeah.
He's going to get his title back. Blah 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 blah. It's everything he said for the last couple of weeks. There's really no need to go more in depth into that promo than that. Then we get what was my favorite spot of the evening. Alicia Etude with an exclusive interview with Richard Holiday and Gino Medina. There's breaking news.
Hey everyone, it's the interview queen Alicia Etude, and I would like to welcome you all to an exclusive interview with Gino Medina and Richard Holiday. Welcome, you two.
God, Alicia, at the end of the day, like, this is just going on far too long, and now I'm just starting to get pissed and insulted. You will refer to me as the Caribbean champion. It is legitimate now. There is nothing you can say about it. Now,
We're live. I'm not doing it. Let's just move on, okay? There's a reason we're talking today. Let me just
go. That's so nice. The amount of time that you just wasted giving me that BS answer, you could have just said the correct introduction. Now go ahead and say it.
I'm not.
Are you guys done here? We got an interview to cut. If you guys can just stop doing what you guys are doing, flirting with each other, stop being so thirsty, please. Let's cut to the chase.
Listen, Gino, first and foremost, don't ever interrupt me when I'm talking again. Second and foremost, you will be receiving something from my lawyer / my father for wearing those earpods in my presence, let alone at all. And third, just know that you are the most undynastic person that I had ever met in my entire life. You know that.
Hey, man.
You know that you're undynastic.
You wouldn't know dynastic if it kicked you in the head, man. And that's what I'm very, very, very close to doing very, very soon.
Oh, really? Because I get hit in the face with dynastic vibes all along. And I know exactly what it feels like, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. I am dynastic. So don't come along over here wearing sunglasses indoors like a tool, trying to tell me what dynastic is.
Speaking to smells, I mean, he actually wears so much cologne that everyone has to wear an N95 mask around him just to breathe. Just in all fairness.
Well, first and foremost, I know you're not referring to me because I wear Dolce & Gabbana, and all the mamacitas, all the consumer niños, they love the way that I smell. So I know that you're not talking.
Look, I didn't come here to hear you guys two gang up on me. I'm not here to talk to the brunette Barbie and the thrift store Ken, man. I came here to talk business, okay? So let's cut to Chase Holiday. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear. I'll wear our AirPods as much as I want.
Oh, you will now. No, listen, Gino, you almost made me laugh there because you almost said something funny, referring to her as a thrift store Barbie, but to refer to me as a knockoff Ken, I would outsell Ken like you wouldn't believe tenfold. Don't even lump me in that category, Gino, because you know what? There's a reason I found you, because you're undynastic. You never once paid for dinner when we went out. Not once.
You fire me? I quit, okay?
You look like an idiot. Your sunglasses are fake, and I know it.
Guys, would both of you children just stop? Just stop for a second, okay? The reason we're here is because I have some exclusive news, and you're both going to want to know what that is, because you will both actually finally get to determine who is the most dynastic of the two of you on April 14th, as MLW and IWA have brokered a Caribbean Championship title fight. Gino Medina will challenge for his very first title in MLW against Richard Holiday.
What?
There you go.
Listen, this is the most prestigious championship in all professional wrestling, and I have to defend it against an unrarefied air breather like Gino? Come on. This is main event caliber stuff here. This is Richard Holiday, not Gino Medina, okay? Richard Holiday, not Gino Medina.
Whatever, man, whatever. I'll have that goal by the night very, very soon, man.
All right, I'm sure you will. There's a reason my name's on the marquee. Thanks,
Okay.
Gina.
Just stop, okay?
But I love some tidbits from this. Richard Holiday, Gino is so undynastic. Holiday will get kicked in the face. Gino wears sunglasses inside like a tool. Alicia is a thrift store Barbie, and Holiday would just kill as a Ken. He would sell out. If the Ken looked like Holiday, it would sell out completely. Then Alicia makes the big announcement, which was the reason for the conference meeting. On April 14th, we're getting Holiday versus Medina for the Caribbean Championship. Holiday's mad that he has to defend it against such an unrarefied air breather like Gino. And this was everything for me. The three of these individuals, the chemistry they have, Alicia Altoot and Richard Holiday, he definitely has a crush on her, in my honest opinion. Yeah. He's got something for her. It's like a kindergarten boy that pulls a little girl's hair. There is so much chemistry, and Gino in the middle going, are you two done? Like, can I speak now? I fucking loved everything about the three of the chemistry between all three of them was absolutely fantastic. I actually DM'd Holiday and Medina right after the show and said, guys, I loved it. They both responded back with the thank you sign. And what can I say? This promo was my favorite one of the night. I loved everything about it. What's your thought? And also, there was no mystery earpiece. She had her earphones in like you did the whole time. So you can't really say nothing about that. But what were your thoughts on this?
I thought it was great. I was wondering, though, why, and I'm not nitpicking, why they couldn't do it in studio. I mean, why does it have to be a Zoom? It have to be a Zoom conference? Couldn't they just been at a table face to face and it's being and have Alicia Toot ask the questions?
I think you're probably. Yeah, I do think you are a little bit nitpicking, but I see your point. I do see your point. Okay. But also, too, let's remember a lot of this stuff is filmed in advance. Sometimes they couldn't get flight clearances and stuff like that. So what's the quick fix? Quick Zoom call. Much like your girl Selena, who's standing outside of clearly not the back of the MLW arena with a phone that was off, pretending to text. These things happen on the fly. I've learned from MLW, you just got to let these little things go. But I think that was probably the reason. It probably had something to do with COVID restrictions or flight restrictions at the time.
All right. No, fair enough. Fair enough. But my favorite line was when a two says Holiday wears so much cologne that she has to wear an N95 mask. And then Holiday comes back that says, all the mamacitas love how I smell. That was hilarious. I broke out laughing. That was great, but it was good. And I'm glad we're getting Medina and Holiday for the belt. So that should be a really good match.
Absolutely. And it was a great slow build. And I kind of like it that the Caribbean title is getting a little bit more forefront because I think it deserves it. And I also love the fact that if Medina does take Holiday's title away from him, think of the possible matchups, because Medina has pissed off a lot of guys. One of the first matches after, if Richard Holiday does lose and he enacts his rematch clause and loses that again, I think the next contender should be Gringo Loco, because that beef is not finished yet. I would love to see Gringo Loco versus Gino Medina for the Caribbean title if Medina wins. If Medina loses, I'd still like to see Gringo Loco go at Richard Holiday, because I think they would have some great chemistry there as well. I think Gringo Loco needs to be brought to the forefront. And I also feel like this would be a great opportunity to put Zenshi in that mix as well. And I think finally maybe we can get the monkey off his back and he could get a win for some gold. That's
excellent point. Absolutely. I 100% agree, man.
I think that's a fatal four-way in the mix. I mean, Court Bauer, if you're watching, book it. That's a great fatal four-way. I would love to see that. Love to see it. We also got, I don't really know if we care about this, but there's going to be a Boku Dao update in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're going to find out how serious things are.
I'd like to talk about this too, man.
No, I'm done. I'm
no,
done.
but just real quick,
okay.
we're gonna get a medical update in 2 weeks. So basically, MLW is even saying that they don't even care about, because we're not gonna give you that medical update today. We're gonna wait 2 weeks.
Well, they have to do more tests. 2 weeks. They have to do more tests. They're not all the tests are done.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna wait 2 weeks. We'll give you the medical update. We don't need to give it to you now. He was attacked 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago he was attacked, and so 3 weeks ago he's attacked. So we get a medical update in 5 weeks on how the Boku Dao is doing. This is stupid. I'm sorry. this whole thing is.
That's how I'm going to promote this episode. We get a medical update in 5 weeks. Stupid.
Stupid. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's move on. I don't think anybody really cares about.
All right, and now I'm going to do my best, Bruce Buffer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of the evening. The crown jewel of Contra. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob FATU versus heavyweight hustle, Calvin TANKMAN. Let's get ready to rumble. Ding, 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 ding. This is a match.
It was almost like you're possessed for a second.
You know what? This is what happens when you get 5 hours of sleep, bro. This is what happens. And my throat is going to be so sore after that, but that was fucking worth it. That was worth it. Okay? For the thousands watching at
your
home.
Throat already, man. Your voice is scratchy already, man.
And the millions watching around the world. Apparently, all the upper booths in the MLW arena, they were all sold out. I've never seen anybody in those booths because the windows are so dark, but they were all sold out.
They're all sold out.
Match.
And I think when they said it was scalpers were getting a hell of a lot of money for them too, right? People are trying to buy it. Yeah.
That's right. I heard Richard Holiday and his father couldn't even get a ticket for this match.
Oh, geez. I heard Court Bauer couldn't even get a ticket.
I heard Court Bauer didn't even make it in the arena because they were like, we're not sure if it's really you, bro. Like that's how crazy this match was anticipated. No, but this was. And this match delivered on every stage. So hopefully my notes hold up because I was typing furiously as I was watching. The match starts off. We get the introductions. TANKMAN right away. He sent FATU through the ropes with a great shoulder block. Tankman unloads on FATU. FATU keeps coming back. Tankman takes flight with an arm drag and a kick to the corner, which was fantastic. Tankman was all over FATU in the very early going. FATU top rope clothesline, super kick to Tankman. FATU gains control at that point. Headbutts, furious amounts of headbutts to Tankman. Samoan drop on Tankman, which is fantastic. Tankman is a big boy. FATU lifted him up with complete fucking ease and dropped him down like he was a pillowcase. It was incredible. Then he was choking Tankman with the wrist tape. And again, the ref lets it slide for a long, long time, way longer than it should have been. Tankman gets up, chop on FATU, more headbutts. FATU clothesline again on Tankman in the corner. Cannonball to Tankman is down in the corner. Tankman didn't know where the hell he was. And then we had that awesome nerve hold on Tankman in the middle of the ring, which I love, putting pressure on the muscle back here on the neck. Great. Tankman back up, goes for another shoulder tackle, but FATU drops Tankman with the back elbow. That back elbow was a hard shot, harder than the one on GOTCH on Oliver for sure. Then Tankman, he's asking FATU to hit him, and he keeps getting back. Tankman to his feet. FATU they're just beating each other in the middle of the ring now. Tankman, another shoulder tackle, a suicide dive on FATU into a standing shooting star press. FATU almost didn't kick out. I jumped off my fucking couch. I was screaming. FATU's reeling. Stunner in the corner. Tankman with a springboard moonsault. This guy is fucking incredible for another 2 count. FATU back up. Tankman back elbow into the backbreaker, into a clothesline that literally turned him inside fucking out, but only for a 2 count. I couldn't believe it. And then what killed this entire match for me, DIVARI gets involved, Tankman headbutt, FATU grabs the Contra flag, shot to the Tankman's head, and then the moonsault from FATU, which is incredible, and FATU retains. This is the first time I've seen Jacob FATU get taken to the limit. I don't feel the match needed to end this way. FATU and Tankman could have gone for easily another 5 to 7 minutes. And FATU could have, if they wanted FATU to retain, he could have retained with just some close calls. But FATU, I tweeted this right after this match. FATU retained the title, but Calvin Tankman got over. Completely 150%. Calvin Tankman is the one to watch in MLW now. This match was fucking phenomenal. I'm exhausted. I'm going to take a drink of water. While I'm trying to catch my breath from reliving all the amazingness that I just went through, your thoughts, Mr. Carlin?
Well, I absolutely love this main event. This main event was just fantastic. Just fantastic. And I know you mentioned you were upset that he had a cheat to win, but I think he had a cheat to win to show that Calvin Tankman is really a legitimate threat. And the only way he was able to get by Calvin Tankman was to cheat. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because while FATU won, like you said, Tankman is a legit threat. And I could definitely see him holding that MLW heavyweight title down the road. But Jacob FATU, what can you say? The dude is one of the best wrestlers in the world today. Absolutely. Just a phenomenal wrestler. I absolutely love the match. It's such a hard-hitting match. It could have gone back and forth. And I know that spot where you jumped up, I thought he was going to take it there for a second as well. I thought, oh my God, we're going to have a new champion, but FATU kicked out. So great stuff. Great match. And like I said, Tankman's going to have that belt down the road at some point.
I agree. I agree with you. And I think the next time these two tangle, there has to be some rules put in place. No one at ringside. Contra is banned from ringside. And I feel like we need to get a 30-minute Iron Man match out of this. I think
put him in a cage. Put him in a cage.
Put him in a cage. Put him in an Iron Man match. Ban Contra from ringside. Let the Werewolf and Heavyweight Hustle go at each other. Mano y mano. No bullshit. And I get your point, and I stand corrected. I just didn't like, after that, such a great 15 plus minutes for it to end that way. It just took the wind out of my sails. If Tankman lost, he lost. And I would still have respect for FATU. I still have respect for FATU. I get it. Cheat to win, Contra, that's who they are. But I just feel like with the story that was told up to that point, it was just it was kind of a sully of an ending for me. And because of that ending, it does bring my grade down a little bit. Not much, but it brings my grade down a little bit. But what can you say about these two big boys? They can do so much.
What did you think about the food poisoning announcement in the beginning?
You know what? I really didn't even pay much attention to that until you kind of reiterated it when we were texting after the show when you caught up to the main event. But you're right. I don't think it needed to be mentioned, really. But I guess they focused on it for a little bit. But I mean, apples to oranges at this point. It was nothing that really preceded anything. Because if Tankman was suffering from food poisoning, he didn't show any fucking effects. This was the best match he's had since he's been in MLW, and there have been some good ones, but this one was the strongest one.
Well, Tankman could his next promo could say, FATU, you beat me. You cheated to win, and I was suffering from food poisoning. When I'm 100%, it's going to be a little different. They could use that, right?
That could be the build, right? That could be the absolute build. But I think we have a new serious threat for Jacob FATU's title. But I proposed this, and I proposed this for a while. April 14th. Oh, by the way, announcement to everyone: there will be no rewind next week because it's another underground. So Lewis and I are going to take a break for that week. But then we're going to come back on the 14th, and we're going to discuss Mel Mortis and Hammerstone and all the stuff that's going to happen. But you know what? I propose this. Hammerstone going to get his title back. Then I think we should get Hammerstone and FATU in the ring, looking face to face. Hammerstone says, "That's it. No more running. No more hiding. This is happening. Not on the 14th, but I'm done. I want my shot. I want my shot now." And just at that point, when they're just eye fucking each other, out walks Calvin Tankman. He says, "Now hold up a second, because I took the champ to the limit, and he didn't beat me fairly." And then he tie in your line. I had food poisoning. He cheated to win. You want your title, that's fine. But I don't want to wait to be next in line between you two. I want a piece of that action right now. And then we get an amazing triple threat that will most likely go down as 2021's match of the year. Not the MLW match of the year. The match of the fucking year. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Cultaholic, everyone, wake the fuck up. Watch this match when it happens. And I'm calling it now. The Mad Genius Court Bauer will find a way to tie this in if he does it correctly. And if not, Court, call me. I can give you a few tips for sure. But tie this in, make it fucking happen. I should be the booker for MLW because I'm just blowing people away with what the fuck I see. And that's the truth.
That's spectacular, dude. That's a spectacular storyline, man.
It makes logical sense, right? And I think that's where it needs to go. And yeah, I get it. It's going to take Hammerstone's wind out of his sails. But then we get to see something too, because if both of them isolate FATU, and they kind of get him away for a few seconds like they did in WrestleMania 30, where they got rid of Daniel Bryan for a couple minutes, and it was just Randy Orton and Batista going at it for a little bit. If we get something like that, but with better talent, like Tankman and Hammerstone, I would love to see Tankman and Hammerstone just swinging fists in the middle of the ring. I mean, that just has sexy written all over it. Then FATU comes in and we get that awesome triple threat. But I think these three could tell a story. And I think these three, if it happens this way, this, like I said, could be match of the year for 2021, all across the board. You've got the best wrestler in the business right now in Jacob FATU. You've got a young, bright up-and-comer like Calvin Tankman, who has now proved he is no fucking joke. And you've got Hammerstone, who's literally been the openweight champion for half of my 4-year-old daughter's life. Yeah, it's been that fucking long, Lewis. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But straight up, I feel like that's the way the storyline should end. And I'm going to give my grade now before I let you state your opinions, your final thoughts, and your grades. My final thought is this. MLW, you consistently give us a couple weeks of garbage, but then you deliver on so many levels with the meat and potatoes. I loved everything about this past week. I've watched it twice since I watched it on the Wednesday. I watched it on Thursday. I watched it twice yesterday because I loved it that fucking much. So kudos to everyone at MLW. Kudos to the product, everything across the board. This was great. This would have been an A+ show for me, except the ending took the wind out of my sails. So it's A-, but it's still an A. It's just not an A+, it's an A- now, but I loved everything about it. Lewis, your final thoughts and your grades before we shout out the socials and we wrap it up for this week's Rewind.
Well, I'm with you. I thought the whole show was fantastic. Like I said, I'm glad there was more wrestling and less filler. Really enjoyed it. The Zoom, even though I mentioned why I couldn't have been in the studio, the Zoom meeting was still very entertaining. The main event was just totally blew me away. And like you, I watched the show twice already. Really good show. And I agree, we get weeks of, D- shows, and then we get one A show, which I'm giving it an A, by the way. I'm going to give the show an A. And it blows you away. And I don't know if maybe they could learn a lesson from this show and make more shows like Never Say Never. But great show, absolutely loved it. Jordan Oliver did fantastic. Myron Reed, always fantastic. DIVARI is much better in MLW than he is in Impact Wrestling. Sorry, Impact, I have to say it. And the main event just totally blew me away. So fantastic show. Good job, Court Bauer, everybody at MLW. Hopefully we can see more of this in the future. So again, my rating, my grade is an A.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's a solid grade. I like it. And yeah, so don't forget, guys, next week there is no rewind. We will be back the following week on the Sunday. So April 14th is MLW. We will be back on the 14th, 15th, 16th, on April 17th at 12 p.m. on YouTube and on all audio platforms to discuss the fallout from that week. And my socials, you know them, but I love shouting them out because I'm a glutton to hear my own voice. @_Straight Talk on Twitter, Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Please subscribe. It will be fantastically awesome. Got a lot of great content up there. And now I'm going to swing it over to my podcast life partner. He'll shout out his socials. He has some amazing content up there. It's not so much him, it's the people he brings on the show. The conversations are fantastic. The answers from the people he brings on the show are fantastic. The questions that he asks, not in his voice, are fantastic. And what can I say? I need another cup of coffee because I only had 4 hours of sleep last night. But I know you're hankering to get to that English breakfast tea, cup number 2. So go ahead, shout out your socials, my friend.
Okay, well, on Twitter, it is. What are you laughing at, man?
Well, just because I was being heartfelt and honest. I was saying the content on your channel is fantastic. The people you have interviewed, the conversations you have had, because I don't consider interviews. I consider them conversations. You can call them what you like, but I call them conversations. You've had some great conversations, and it's because of who you've brought on the show and the answers that they've given. Your questions are okay, but the answers are spectacular.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. You're pretty okay yourself. You do a pretty good job yourself. Okay. You keep up the great work.
Oh, yeah. And I actually have a little beef before you shout out your socials. You fucking April fooled me the other day. Okay. And I didn't appreciate it. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. We're part of a little chat group. Me, Lewis, Justin Gillamy from Gillamy Talks, another great podcast, and Holden Albright, one of our favorite Canadian stars. He also has a podcast himself called This Is Holden. This is Brandon. And Lewis in the group put, guys, listen, I don't feel like I'm going to podcast anymore. And I fell for it right away. I was like, what? We got a rewind coming up like on Friday. Call me. Are you okay? And as soon as I said that, he just texted April Fools with the rolling on the floor laughing emoji. And you know what? I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Well played, Lewis. Hook, line, and sinker. Okay. But you know what? Middle finger to you. Okay. That's not nice to play a joke like that on people. Okay.
Okay. It's the only way I figured I could get you because you're a pretty smart guy. And it would be pretty tough to get you in an April Fool's joke. I thought that would have gotten you. And it did. It did.
I was being heartfelt. I messaged you in the group and I messaged you on your personal.
And I appreciate it. And I told you I appreciated that. I was like, oh, you're a sweetheart. You're a sweetheart.
Shout out your socials. Come on.
Okay. It's on Twitter @ShootingUpNorth. It is holy smoke. Okay, Instagram Alliance PW Network. I need another cup of English breakfast tea. Instagram Alliance PW Network. It's the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network on Facebook and on YouTube. And please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Lots of great content on my channel and lots of great content on Straight Talk Wrestling as well.
Much love and appreciation, brother. As always, that's it. This is another Rewind in the can. I'm your host, your boy, George Mackay. You all know my podcast life partner, Lewis Carlin. Don't forget, guys, there is no Rewind next week. We will not be there because it's an MLW Underground. But go ahead and check out the Underground episode. You may dig it. It's classic content. And then come back for the following week as we rewind the fallout on April 14th. And to reiterate that again, we got Gino Medina, Richard Holiday going at the Caribbean title. We have Alex Hammerstone and Mel Mortis. He's finally going to get his title back. The title that means absolutely nothing. I can't wait. Can't wait.
I can't wait either. I can't.
All right, guys. Peace, love.
I can't wait either. I can't wait either for that match.
I'm not going to do Bruce Buffer for that match, though. I'm not going to do it.
No one. You shouldn't do it for that one. It's not going to be Bruce Buffer worthy.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. All right, guys. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you
Oh, and-
all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.